from California is recognized and will control the time.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Madam Speaker, I rise in reluctant opposition to the continuing resolution, but first I wanted to recognize our good friend Carrie Meeks from Florida. I share the gentlelady's sadness over her passing. She was a good friend, she was a great member, and we will miss her, and so my condolences to her family. For months, my friends on the other side of the aisle spent their time crafting their big tax and spend social welfare bill. In the end, they passed a bill that will most likely fail in the Senate because it represents the most radical change to the American social contract in history, creating generations of dependency on the backs of the American middle class. While they went back and forth, going further left with each version, the clock on funding our government ran out. The most basic responsibility of this Congress is to fund the government, to ensure seniors and veterans receive their earned benefits on time. And yet, majority pushed aside the basic duty in the name of radical social change. The CR before us represents their failure to govern. As a ranking Republican on the Defense Appropriations Committee, our committee has heard firsthand about the threats that face our country and our allies. Right now, this very moment, the Russians have amassed forces along the Ukrainian border, weeks after they purposely demonstrated their ability to destroy a satellite in high orbit. Unbelievable. A record number of Chinese military airplanes have flown into Taiwan airspace, and their naval forces continue to threaten freedom of navigation in the South China Sea. President Biden's abject failure in Afghanistan, which freed an estimated 7,000 hardened terrorists, has created more uncertainty for both us and our allies. And threats such as North Korea, Iran, and other non-state actors remain as well. We cannot continue to cripple our national security apparatus with CRs year after year. It's not only wasteful, this CR is going to cost the Department of Defense about $1.7 billion per month for nothing. But it allows our adversaries to continue gaining while we remain stagnant. Now more than ever, we must give them the funding and the tools they need to counter the threats to the United States. It's time that the majority focus on their most basic task, do the work the American people expect of our government. Our U.S. service members, veterans, seniors, and the most vulnerable among us deserve better. I urge my colleagues to vote no, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The